In order to establish thriving Bitcoin communities in Kenya, we need to concentrate on rural communities and informal settlements here in Kenya. As always, it's your favorite Bitcoin maximalist from Nairobi, Kenya, Master Gwantai. The Bitcoin Matatu Tours project solves this. I say this because the problem statement comes in whereby most of the Bitcoin meetups in Kenya are predominantly in Nairobi City. Some may happen in Mombasa City, and others we can have through online platforms such as Twitter Spaces. But for us to be very, very serious and conscientious in regards to hyper-Bitcoinization in our lifetime, we need to make sure that the Bitcoin standard is actually embraced by the vast majority of the population who does not live in Nairobi City or Mombasa City, thus lives in different towns and villages here in Kenya. A good example where I come from, the Meru town. When I say this, what I mean is there are great Bitcoin projects here in Kenya, such as obviously the world-renowned Gridless Compute. There is the Built with Bitcoin Foundation School here in Kenya. It is in Machakos. There is the other Bitcoin regenerative farming project by Matt here in Voi, all of which I've had the pleasure of physically going there in 2023. The Bitcoin Matatu project can make it a reality to have several Bitcoin communities thriving here in Kenya in regards to personally going and visiting a community such as the community at the Built with Bitcoin Foundation School, having meaningful interactions, let's say from a Friday to a Sunday, to teach them what is Bitcoin, how it brings value to them, how it is better than actually using fiat, which is in our case the Kenyan shilling, and going above and beyond to introduce them to applications such as Machankura, which is very, very important in the Kenyan context, simply because that a lot of people living in rural areas in Kenya, as much as you can get affordable smartphones, let's say for like $40, a lot of people in the rural communities and informal settlements really still use feature phones. So that when they know the value of Bitcoin and what it offers them, now they can go a step ahead to learn about how they can actually use Bitcoin in regards to the applications and even the safety of when they are using their sats. From there now, there can be proper follow-up in regards to, let's say I go meet a community, we have this meaningful engagement for 1 or 2 days. After there, I can even have 1 or 2 people that have smartphones over there, like create a WhatsApp group so that we can articulate different issues that they have. Maybe they have a certain problem, or they even have a suggestion that can be added to as per their needs in the community. We can address these needs and suggestions to different applications, and applications, their teams can work on this, getting real-time feedback from the ground on what they are building, and thus making sure that the devs are really building based on problems on the ground here in Africa, and to be very, very specific, here in Kenya. So the Bitcoin Matatu Tours project aims at doing exactly this, because we can be in a position to work together as different Bitcoin educators, identify different communities where we can start educating them, and getting enthusiastic youth to actually do follow-ups, and us engaging with them so that they can start in their own small way, even if it's buying and selling just airtime, just saving part of their income in regards to Bitcoin, so that now, step by step, they can envision reaching the heights of even Bitcoin Ekasi, who is doing a fantastic job in the African continent, so that at the end of the day, we do not talk about hyper-Bitcoinization hypothetically, but actually really go out of our way to target the vast majority of the African continent, which does not live in cities and which does not participate like in Twitter spaces where most Bitcoiners like to hang out, so that they can also be included in this idea whose time has come. Thank you very much for your time and sharing my content and being generous enough to contribute to the Bitcoin Matatu Tours project on Geyser Fund. As always, keep it Bitcoin only, and I'll continue with the consistent proof of work and giving Bitcoin only educational videos specifically tailored for Africa and Kenya. Thank you very much.